Okay, we have ourselves a bit of a game to watch, and it's actually going to be a video of me. So this bottom side, on this bottom kind of left side, is Mies. This is my second account that I play off stream, as I'm pretty sure I play better off stream than on stream, and I wanted to confirm that by having a second account. So it's called Mies, as in multiple mooses. At least that's the joke that I kind of go with, and I'm playing as Loki. It's pretty much at this point is a Loki main account, because I'm really enjoying playing him, even if maybe he's not the best god, or at least not conceived as the best god. I think he has some really strong times throughout the game, and as long as you know when they are, then I think you should have a good time with Loki. There are some matchups that are really hard, but this isn't one of them, so it's fine. We are against Illuminati, big streamer. He wasn't streaming actually at the time that I was playing. I played this probably a couple of hours ago, and I've said this just beforehand. I don't know if he was trying full try hard or not, but he's somewhere between a 1700 to like 1900 rated player. Maybe hits 2K sometimes. He's just very strong, kind of grinds for hours and hours, and I'm up against him. So what I wanted to do was, first of all, I haven't really been showing the cow micro, but I did steal these two cows away from Illuminati here. I did debate putting the spy on his Catoscopus, so I knew when to kind of come back. But I thought I've already done pretty well with all these cows. Managed to get 11 or 9, and I wanted to grab these two. I stole them off of him going back, and I'm like, I'm just going to sit these back with the berserks. The berserk doesn't need to build a temple yet, doesn't need to build anything, and you do see him, Illuminati here, trying to do the sneaky, which is what all the top level players do. They are going to try and come back around at the perfect time that the cows come back, and works out for me. I managed to get 11, and on this side with the Catoscopus, he managed to get 7, I think. Potentially there's a couple of other ones that didn't get grabbed in the middle. No, so actually I am winning the cow game, so that would have been an even 9 for 9. So the smallest early win, obviously it's not like the biggest thing in the grand scheme of things. You can easily throw away an advantage of 2 cows. What's it realistically going to give you? 400 food. Let's say you probably get it around 200 or 300, so it's 600 food before you build farms. That advantage doesn't really mean too much, but always take it. And then we decided to do a bit of a defensive temple on this side. I don't know what he's going for here. As Hades on this map, a lot of players like to go for a second town center. This one looks decent. It's got some food on it. It's got some forward gold, a back gold mine as well. This one is a bit more out in the open, perhaps. Does have a gold mine to the side of it, but there's not really good defensive options on the front. Whereas this side's a little bit easier to defend, but it's still a rough TC. The other thing that people do as Hades is they build village centers in their base. So they'll do something maybe over here by the chickens, or over here by the berry bushes. They'll build a village center and do something like that. They could also go for a one town center play. You know, Hades can just basically do anything. But what I want to do very early on is grab a few hearses, see what relics are in the middle, and actually I do manage to nab this one, which is pretty good for me. So that was damage vulnerability to hack minus 5%. So that basically makes the user better against hack damage, and not necessarily that I really want this one. I just don't want him to have it, because for me, hack damage is all of my damage apart from the trolls that I'm going. So I don't want him to have that one, and that works out very well for me that I was just 1 second quicker than him. I also grab this one, town centers and citadel centers, support more population. It's a fine relic, good for the late game. It just gives me a bit of favor, which I'm after. I am now in the next stage, and I don't normally do this, but I grab a really early Eyes of the Forest. Now, I don't normally do this, but I feel like on key, Eyes of the Forest just makes sense. So we can see that we can't really see very much for now. When the Eyes of the Forest comes in, we'll be able to see why it's so good. Basically, if you run past the trees, you can see as the trees for, what is it, 20 seconds? So if you were to just run through the forest, you can basically see the whole forest. It's so strong. And I don't actually see this Minotaur here. What I do want to do is drop some houses on these settlements. I want to see if he's ever going for a TC. So I drop one over this side, and I drop one this side. I'm also doing a bit of a build that I've tried to do recently, where I don't build any buildings except this starting temple. and basically just build hearses. He does find my berserk on this side and kind of whacks him away, but that's fine. What I'm trying to do is get some damage with these hearses. I send 2 hearses over there to deal with the Minotaur. I'm also trying to do some sneaky villager kind of hitting here. So I try and hit him outside of the base, which I do manage to do. Illuminati obviously isn't going to let that one happen, so he brings out his Ajax plus 1 villager to snare up my Hersa, which means the Hersa won't be able to get in without sacrificing his life. Maybe he won't even kill it off. So I do end up running away. So nice defense from him. And I do not find the Minotaur. No, Minotaur sneaks off to the side. And now we're moving into the next portion of this game, basically. And again, I get Hall of Thanes rather than dropping that extra building down. If I was against someone that's going to put more pressure on me, or against a god that's going to put more pressure on me, maybe I would need to get a building out. It does mean that I have 3 hearses sat in the queue while I'm waiting 30 seconds for this upgrade. Maybe I should get a Great Hall out a little bit earlier. I think that's something I should really take away. Because I only have the temple and I've managed to research 2 techs, it means I don't really have the units around. So he wants to put pressure on with his 2 heroes. Now, plus 1 hero, my 3 here, my berserk should be more than enough to defend. And off the back of this, he does decide to go for a town center. My hearses here are also just trying to get a little bit of damage done, sneak around to the wood line. I think I'd forget about them. Looks like, no, I do try and get some damage done. Just forcing some idle time. Don't want to lose these guys. And they are, yeah, I just kind of leave them be. I do realize that they're there. You definitely don't want to lose them. If they get down to half HP, quarter HP, it really doesn't matter. They can come back and heal up. Now, what I decide to do here is there are 2 options when someone goes for a town center. You can go for your own town center, which is kind of the base play that it's always guaranteed to be fine because they've got a TC. You get one slightly behind, but you've dealt a tiny bit of damage. It's probably fine. So what I did have, I had all these gatherers on chickens. So these 6, and I just moved all 6 over to the wood and go, I'm going to get a second TC. I think second TCs as Norse, as Loki is perfectly fine. I've done it quite a few times in this Hades matchup, just matching their TC whenever they get one, and it seems fine. I've also done the other way, where if the map didn't have quite so many defensive situations, the defensive gold mine, the defensive berry bushes, the whatever, then you can also just go 1 TC, hit them with a timing. But I felt like maybe this map's a little bit difficult for it, so I just decided to go for this TC. There's one in this fog here somewhere, but I don't know what the situation is with the food around it. There's obviously berries here, but I'd be fighting him for them. I just go for this back one and start to get my eco upgrades, which is something that I always forget when I go for these 2 TC things. Because normally I'm just all out aggression and I don't end up getting my pickaxe or getting my husbandry or whatever. But I decided to get those in this one. And you can see the strength of Eyes of the Forest now. Look how much these hearses can see just sitting in this situation here. If I was to sit one here, you can just see so much, and it is very, very good. Oh, Mr. Pendragon, nice to hear a friendly voice. Nice to see you. Nice to see you in. And the Catoscopus, let's see what Illuminati sees. He's seen that I've grabbed this TC. He's defended his second one with some sentinels, and I think it looks like what is he building? So he's building double archery range, and I spot this at some point. I do because he runs past it with the Achilles. So I do spot that he's going double archery range. So I go, okay, what am I going to do? I built a Great Hall a little bit late, but I did build the Great Hall earlier. So because of that, I want to build some raiders out. I want to get a little bit of damage done in this early part of the game. There's also a really low HP villager there. But I really want to get some damage done. And hearses plus raiding cavalry, if you put them together, they're still really, really fast. So I want to get in, do a bit of damage, run out the low HP units, which the sentinels are obviously going to do so much damage to. I do get a surround here without him actually noticing, which is very, very nice for me. And I should have gone after the low HP one first, but I just decided to kind of body block them, and a restoration is forced. Unfortunately, I lose the Hersa, but it's 1 Hersa for a restoration. I think that's fine for me. His next restoration is going to cost 100 favor, which is like 1,000 resources. So 1,000 resources is a lot. So I think I'm going to definitely take that win. And I go, well, now I've seen the Toxodes, so I don't really want to pressure this kind of area anymore. There's the Toxodes, there's the Sentinels. I don't really have enough units to deal with those ones. So what do? I decide to go up to the next stage. Unfortunately, I don't build... I need to fix this up, but I don't build an ox cart, which, I mean, I probably lost 10, 20 gold there, whatever. But these little things are things that while we're watching this, I need to improve these small little bits. I think my macro was actually fine. Something that I've really been focusing on recently is trying to get better at the kind of macro side. I think my micro normally, at least when I'm off stream, is fine. But the macro, I kind of get quite lax with it sometimes. And I do during this game too, but for getting up to the 3rd age, I did that one pretty well. I was very, very happy with that one. I'm managing to hit a decent time here. So I've got Bragi coming in very, very soon. So I go, what is he building? What have I seen? And what should I get more of? So I've got 3 great halls, 1 longhouse, and a temple. Right here, I think I probably should build an extra longhouse. I do have 100 wood. The reason I'm not building anything else is I want a hill fort up. So I've dropped the healing spring here because I had all my low HP dudes. And I know that I want to pressure this situation at some point. So he's got a decent amount of Toxotes here. I could go into lots of raiders, but I do have my Hall of Thanes upgrade, which is really good for the Huskulls. So what do I want to do is I want to get copper shields, which is going to be good against them, copper weapons to spawn more myth units, and then hearses here are going to drop me a hill fort. Hill fort should be able to get me a decent amount of Huskulls. Hi Moose, do you have a favorite god for every civ? I do. I like Poseidon, Isis, Loki, Aranos. What are the other civs? Sasano, Fushi, and I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, and Loki. Those are my favorites. Now, he's also building some military academies, so maybe the Huskulls, maybe they're not the best choice when really looking at this, but Huskulls they just carve up the Toxotes. So the reason I say maybe not when the military barracks comes up is because he could build Hippaspis, where the raiding cavalry trade a little bit better into them. Not the best, because they still have hardly any hack armor, but they don't get that bonus damage. So this battle ball also, I'm just kind of running. So you see how I'm running Mr. Kettle Flatnose just constantly back and forth to get my vision in, which is underrated for Loki. And I do have all these guys on this spy, and I know that my guys can't win this fight. But what I'm kind of trying to do here is I am worried about the underworld, because he does have an underworld that he could use at any point. So what I'm kind of trying to do is apply some pressure everywhere. So I do have my battle ball here taking out a random watchtower. Still have Mr. Kettle up here. I'm also just trying to snipe villagers wherever I can. And looks like I've kind of misclicked there. I meant to maybe shift click it. Do I actually manage to get this villager? Yes, just about. And also distracting all these Toxotes. Looks like he is going to get a couple of raiding cavalry kills though. So it's not the best villager snipe you've ever seen. Did manage to take a watchtower out as well. But I am distracting, which is the name of the game. Also managing to get my bronze shields coming in. Husbandry was a little bit late, but hey ho, what can you do? And I've got all my dudes here. And I'm kind of thinking, can I push in this age? Can I push? I mean, technically I could, but if I all out push this position, what can he do? He can underworld to my base and kind of kill it off. So I'm also thinking, do I have the technologies? Do I have everything to push? I'm probably going to need to get some of these dudes out that are going to start to deal with the buildings. I need to get more battle balls out. I do have 92 favor, so I definitely could do that. But what I decided to do is go through hell. So there's a very strong Loki player who played for a long, long time, and I think he plays AoE 4 now. His name is Gaboo, and he was a big fan of these kind of 2TC mythic ages. So I wanted to give it a try and see what I can do. I'm also getting a little bit of pressure on this side with my hearses, just to again cause some distractions. And I was pretty proud of this play. Loki mains or anybody can tell me if it's a terrible play, but what I decided to do is go through hell in this TC. I bring all the dudes back, because I know that the underworld is a possibility at any point. And out of this TC, I get masons. So he does have the underworld, and that means that he went through Apollo, which means that if he gets the tech from his temple, which is this one here, this oracle tech, he can see when I'm going up to the next stage through my main TC. So he could underworld it, he could snipe it off, but I decided to get masons, I decided to get watchtowers, and I just fully sit back and go, okay, I want to get this next stage up, and yeah, That's it. You're not going to stop me. I also have flaming weapons if anything was to hit the fan, and he doesn't manage to come through for the time being. So I'm kind of happy, but I'm wondering what is he up to? Because what can I see? I can see pretty far with my villagers. Mr. Kettle Flatnose is still going, still checking out this 30C. Probably needs to bring him in at some point. Maybe this is when I do bring him into the party. And Illuminati here is just slowly sieging down with the one Petropolis. I say, if he's just doing one Petropolis, I'll just repair it. It's not a big deal. It's a bit of a gold investment, but it is what it is. And he has so many archers, just a ridiculous sum of archers. But I do have these Huskarls with I did get that armor of Achilles, so they have a little bit more hack, but they have 68 pierce armor. So if I can manage to surround those, I'll be very, very happy. He has a lot of Hippaspis here, which do carve up the majority of my army. Don't have any throwing axemen, probably need those. And my units do kind of get caught out, but I decided to flaming weapons here, because I know that I'm going up to the next stage soon, and I don't want anything... Looks like my guy's back up for whatever reason. Ah, that's it. Because he does use the underworld to run away from my flaming weapons, which I'm kind of happy with. Maybe it's not the best trade. Maybe flaming weapons is better than underworld. But I did run back just in case he did go to my main base and I just completely screwed it up. But underworld down, traded a little bit for flaming weapons. I did get some damage done while they were retreating. And I do get a Draugr spawn. Absolutely love a Draugr spawn. And I do get to the Mythic Age, it's not stopped, and I drop my Nidhogg down straight away on this position. I do melt so many of his archers, then go for the manual special. For some reason that's bugged at the moment, but it ends up doing so much damage. The issue is it's on top of 3 of his heroes, so the 3 heroes do manage to deal with that guy pretty quickly. I do try and run him away. While this is going on, I'm thinking, well, can't I just pressure this kind of position? So I've got 2 portable rams here. Unfortunately, they're just getting a little bit lost. I would much prefer them to be on the fortress. I think my army positioning here wasn't the greatest. I did get a rock giant spawn, so as soon as he spawns, I'm like, right, leave him on that town center. For some reason, he waddles off. I definitely manually clicked him on the TC, but hey-ho. And the battle boar is also a pretty good siege weapon too. So I'm thinking I've got quite a lot here. I should be able to take this position out relatively well. I've got so much population. I just need to just keep spamming units here, which is why my queues are set to that gold mine for some reason. But the fire giants coming through, more Huskarls, more berserks, just because I had a lot of food, wanted to spend that one. I think the gold mine did finish up at some point, which is maybe a little bit bad from my perspective that I didn't really notice that one. And I'm also, I think, moved those gold miners away, and I didn't notice that all my raiding cavalry got taken down. So I think this was a pretty good push, but I think it wasn't executed the best. So what I kind of need to do in the future is have a think about what units I have in, and even though I'm in a pretty good position, I mean, you can see from the score, but I kind of threw away a lot of advantage there, which isn't ideal. You see him microing his units very, very well, and I still don't have any throwing axemen. And now I do realize I need throwing axemen. And how many longhouses do I have? Well, I have 4, but that's because I've just built them. But really, I had this one all the way over here, that was big mistake number 1. Maybe number 1 was the raiding cavalry. Big mistake number 2 was the not having enough longhouses down. As Norse, you need more buildings than this. 2 great halls is fine because they train pretty quick. I think 2 great halls to get Huskarls out is fine. But the other buildings, I probably need 6 longhouses, 6 great halls, something along that line. And even out of my hill forts, I need to get the Huskarl upgrade to get them out a little bit faster. I think my armory upgrades at this point, they're not too bad. They are decent against what he has. But I think maybe the next mistake is, I think grabbing the town center is fine. But the rest of it, all this queue needs to be deleted, and I need to get more tech out. I need more champion infantry, even heavy raiders. I only have medium raiders, which is not ideal. I'm in the Mythic Age. I should really be using that. I do have the fire giant that I was using him pretty well. And the Huskarls are getting on this backline pretty nicely. But Toxotes are Toxotes. They are just strong. It's very, very difficult to really out-damage them. And again, I do manage to push back pretty well. So town center, I'm just going to pull back. Heal up town center here. Or at least that's what I think I should do. But I didn't do that. Okay, this is this was the big mistake then. No, I do run back. Looking at it, I think maybe it isn't so bad, but all my guys are so low HP. I've got 218 pop, which is fine, but how many sentinels are there? So we've got 9 sentinels, fortress, town center, and Hades, everything. The heal comes in. The reason that I'm fighting here is I think I've got a flaming weapons, but actually it's 15 favor away. And you can see my population just depleting. It's going down so fast. I'm basically spamming the button to use it. As soon as I get to 250, I use it, but all my units are dead. And I think if we're talking big mistakes, I think that was the worst. And it's gone from, I can't remember what the score was earlier, but I was about 7k in front or 10k in front or something. It was quite a big score lead earlier, and it's gone down to 1k. And not just that, because score isn't everything, but the momentum just completely shifts there. I've used 250 favor for flaming weapons that didn't really do anything, when what I could have done instead is, well, basically use that flaming weapons in a better position would have been an idea. But also I could have had more fire giants, the fire giant upgrade, which gives them the nice hat to put on. That would have been decent. The fire giants are doing well though. There's only a Chiron. I know. Actually, there's Achilles and Ajax too. He did a good job with his heroes, considering he is only in the heroic age, so doesn't have access to the Perseus, which is a pretty much solid counter to my fire giant. So until Perseus comes out, they're sitting pretty. But the issue is, I just don't have the production to get stuff out, and I'm getting champion infantry now. What a rough position. I was going to say one good thing for me is he is just pure Toxotes, basically, but he does have a couple of sieges here. The issue with the Petropolis is they don't siege very well, but he does have 2 Petropolis here. One nice play from me, though. I do manage to get the Huskarls surrounding this side. I then surround some on this backside, and that does carve. I get really lucky spawn of the Einhjar to kind of speed lock those guys in place. He does do some sneaky. Gets around, his Hippaspis are carving up my guys, and I just needed to keep a better eye on it. I think I don't ever want these guys with the capes to go after my guys with the capes, because they're just way better. And I think this hill fort is going to go down before I get my tech through. Maybe the tech did come through, but hey ho, I'm losing all sorts of units again, and it's purely because I just don't have the dudes. I think I pressured for too long, and this is kind of what I was saying right at the beginning, is I kind of just go for these all-out pressure attacks, and I need to remember to kind of sit back and start getting these buildings out and things like that. Unfortunately, my units are getting a little bit caught out. I do have pretty much full population, and this is when I say, okay, this town center's dead, and all his units are here, and the map is massive. So what do? This is also my last gold mine. I probably should have mentioned that bit. This is my last gold mine because this one's been pushed off now, where the Pegasus is sitting. So I go, okay, I need this gold mine that's over here. So what am I going to do? I need to pressure this town center because I need to be equal town centers to really fight back. And I need a gold mine. Otherwise, I'm going to need... I mean, I can't be on no gold mines and down a TC. That just doesn't make any sense. So I definitely need to get this TC, even if I was to start a trade from here to here, or from the top side to this bottom side. So I need a town center somewhere. He's spending a lot of time getting rid of all of my stuff. I decided to go into quite a lot of raiders, because those are the buildings that I had. Raiders they're okay against everything that he's got except the hoplites. And they're decent at taking down Petropolis too. And the Berserks coming over here, trying to get some damage done. There is a fortress going up. So Illuminati recognizes that this is a position that I'm probably going to go after at some point. So Portable Ram comes in. Definitely deny that one. These guys getting a little bit angsty up this top side. He does manage to secure this town center, so he is up 4-2 at this point. So I definitely need to just survive until I can take this town center out. Or at least that's the plan anyway. Also get a pretty fat mountain giant spawn. I don't even think I noticed that. No, he's just going to go in the main base. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That would have been so big to take down this town center. Oh well. You live and learn. This is why we're watching it back. While this is going on this bottom side, which is why I wasn't paying attention, is the raiding cavalry. I want them to just push past everything and go through to those Petropolis. The Petropolis, they're so expensive, they take so long to build. I just want to grab them, go straight after those Petropolis. And there's not too many hoplites to deal with, my guys. There's no Prodromus or anything of the sort, so they should be able to take out these Petropolis pretty well. Did get another cheeky rock giant spawn, which is pretty massive. And I just want to, even if I just sack them, I just need these Petropolis gone, because it puts a stop to his push pretty well. On this side, he does manage to get a fortress up, but I'm just going straight after the town center. I've got 4 guys with big rams, 1 blonde guy, 1 ginger guy on each side, just to start to take these down. He does bring the villagers over, but the berserks should be enough to kind of help out on this side. Yeah, I end up changing quite a lot of villagers over to berserks just to come and help this position out. I think that's always a good option at this point in the game when you're like 100 villagers. Just change 8 or whatever it was into berserks. They should be enough to help out. But there's still this situation. I do have champion cavalry, but I'm just kind of running them straight into those hoplites. They're Athena hoplites. Yes, they're only heavy. They're not champion like mine, but my guys are just getting absolutely caught out. So here we go. We run through. We tried to go for the same play again, but I still don't think I've worked out that I need throwing axemen. I've got 4 in one longhouse, and I think it's the longhouse over here. Oof. That's rough. If they were all spawning here, this would be pretty nice. He does use that 3rd restoration, I'm pretty sure, which makes his units pretty much invincible against even against my counters. They will eventually take them out, but not ideal. I do manage to get on this gold mine. He's sending some units over to my side. You got to try and micro wherever you can. Valkyrie coming over. I want to get this town center up. Don't want to lose my guys to the Pacific, so I'll let the Valkyrie kind of take charge on that one. And then the Valkyrie will go after this Petropolis a little bit later. And I feel like I'm holding, but this is my last gold mine. It's got 4k gold left in it, so what can I really do? I need to set up a trade at some point. I'm assuming that this is his last gold mine. That's what I assumed at the time. No, because that was mine, wasn't it? That was basically mine. Yeah, but this was his. So yeah, I assumed there was 1 left, but he actually had 2 half-finished ones. And my Masons is actually paying for itself pretty nicely here. Nah. I think some bad army positioning, to be honest. Yeah, I noticed that way too late. Unfortunate. I think this was the chance to definitely kind of get back into the game. I'm 177. I think I need some houses up. I think some houses were on the front. I tend to put houses where my forward base is, and it's just a bit of a habit that I should stop doing. But at this point, it's getting a little bit too much now. I just threw away my army again. I'm trying to pop in and out of the TC. Do have the Draugr coming in. Always hit Q on that Draugr to get a big cone. Make the most of that kind of min-max in that guy. But he is going to get through. He even gets his Aegis shield because he feels like he needs to come and dive this TC. And this is secured, but what can I really do? I need to get some markets up in the corner for the next stage. But it's all about, can I defend this? I've got so much wood in the bank because there's no gold for me to really get. This is why I've got loads of wood. I want those Huskars. I finally got those throwing axemen in. Thank you, Darth Nox, for the raid. Appreciate that one. And it is a little bit back and forth with how many units we kind of have here. There's definitely ebbs and flows with this defending. I feel like I've defended. Another upgrade that I forgot was fortified TCs. I noticed that one now, which isn't ideal. But my army is pretty much full. I decide to pressure him out. But he is underneath my healing spring, which isn't ideal. Although my units are champion. I've got champion berserks. The throwing axemen are the damage dealers. They need to come back from behind. And I think I'm just a little bit of a misclick with those. Another nice Einherry spawn. Also pressuring this side just with my lone siege weapon that was left. Just basically sack him. Need the population, just run him up there. But the gold mine has got like 1,000 left in it. I decided to make the markets. I think it was probably 5 minutes too late to make those markets. Oh, I thought that maybe that was his trade. It's the Hades Shades rushing in. And I believe this is the point where I just get a bit overwhelmed. I realize I have all the wood in the bank and no gold, so I'm like, well, what can I make? I guess trolls. I don't have the troll upgrade even. He's doing a nice job with his peltas. Notice that I basically swapped into pure throwing axemen, because those are the buildings that I've got. He's taken down the hill forts. Even the manticores are very difficult for me to deal with. And the favor gets used. I know I need this position, so let's use a healing spring and a bit of a last-ditch effort to try and defend this position. Maybe what I could have done is sent something over this side. I could have done a bit of a sneak attack on this side, a little bit harder. Rather than spending 100 favor on this healing spring, I guess I don't have the gold. I was thinking maybe I could get some fire giants up that top side. Maybe what I could have done was get some mountain giants up on that top side, send like a 3 mountain giant raid up to this fortified town center. There's nothing he can really do to stop that. Siege weapons, he can turn the villagers around. You can't turn villagers around on a 3 mountain giant raid. It's just not possible. Maybe spend that 3k wood that I had on a whole bunch of farms, get that happening. But it's easy to say afterwards, but I think that's definitely an option that I could have gone for. And yeah, at this point, even with the champion units and the whatever, we're just getting a little bit overwhelmed from not setting up the eco well enough. And we're just gonna skip to the end because I'm pretty sure it's here. I just can't hold, basically. I'm basically just staying in it for the sake of staying in it. But I felt like this was a good game to learn from. I played someone that's obviously way better than me, and I think I held my own pretty well. I put some good pressure on early, and if I set up my eco a little bit better, there's so many things. There's so many things that I brought up, but if I did one of those things better, maybe we'd be in it a little bit longer.